One of the first things I want to talk about is your icon sets. Your icon sets are really important because a lot of what my husband does, he's a computer programmer, is design his website for the company he works for so it looks user friendly on his phone and on anyone's phone. Creating icons is a part of that, and it's a large part of instant recognition for recognizability, maybe would be a better word, for your designs. So what I want you to do is to grab your phones. I want you to look at the icons for all of your apps. Okay? Oh, and I just opened one. Okay? I want you to notice what makes them stand out. Okay, obviously, we know the gospel library one up there. That one stands out really well. Probably McDonald's stands out. That's recognizable. If you look at this Marco Polo icon, it's essentially a beach ball. But that's a good example of something that you could make really big or really small in an instant. Okay, so that's one of the things that we're looking for. When you look at the LDS Tools app here, right there, you should be able to notice that, let's see if I can get it. Oh, I'm doing all sorts of exciting things. You should be able to notice that the LDS Tools app is one that's very simple. It's a blue background and it has a white object, and it's something that you could make small or you could make large. So that's a big fact about what I'm looking for. Now, underneath that is an app. The green one with the white is kind of similar. It has some more fine lines on it. But if you'll notice, a lot of these are more simple, so they're more easily recognizable, and they're able to go from being small to being large in a minute. Okay, so that's something that I think is really important when it comes to designing your icons. You don't want anything that is too detailed. I'm going to show you an example of that. See this cute little monster for the reader program for my kindergartner? He is able to instantly see this app and know it's recognizable. Now, it has more detail than some of the other ones, for example, the Realtor app beside it, but it still has thick strokes, okay? See how the strokes are not tiny and small? They're not going to get lost. Same thing for the Hot Wheels. Yep, this is a fun experiment in technology, huh? Okay, same thing for the Hot Wheels app beside it. It has more detail, but it could go as small as being a tiny app on my phone to being large and still being recognizable as to what it is. All right. So if you're doing something that has thinner strokes, make sure when it's tiny, it's still recognizable. That's one of the main things. Another thing is making sure you're working on that grid system of angles. If you have something that has a strong vertical line, it needs to be at 180 degrees or 90 degrees to the bottom. Okay, I don't want to see just things tilted. I don't want to see what could be a 45-degree angle, but it's a 30-degree angle. Okay, so make good choices with your angles because those are going to be more visually pleasing. Make good choices with your strokes. Make sure they're legible and they're thick enough that they'll be recognizable in a small size as well as a big size. And those are some of the big things that we're looking for, as well as consistency when it comes down to a set. Do they have a similar feeling? Do they have a similar tone? Are there any tiny little defined details that are going to get lost when being sized up or sized down? Those are the main things I'm going to be looking for. Okay, so hopefully that helps answer some of your questions.